So I bumped into this on my travels, looking at the same recycled news that's been recycled over the past 2 or 3 days here in the UK. I got a new one from the Times of Israel. Just so happens Israelis verbally, physically attacked in London while hanging Hamas hostage posters. Dear me, what's London coming to these days when you can't even walk the streets safe anymore? And that is the capital city of Britain. London, you should be ashamed of yourself. In video footage published by Channel 12, youths can be seen hitting, kicking Israeli women, throwing phone multiple times, police reportedly looking into 2 violent incidents. And this was only put here at 5 p.m. today. It wasn't that long ago, actually. Oh, yeah, it was one out. Yeah, it was actually 3 British time. They're 2 hours ahead of us over there. A group of Israelis hanging I thought it was only one woman that got attacked anyway. According to this, it was a group now. A group of Israelis apparently, but only one of them got attacked. A group of Israelis hanging posters on the streets of London of hostages. What's the point of that? What are they going? What's the people in London going to be? What can the people of London do about it? People of London won't even know who the fuck they are. They've probably never seen them before in their pubs anyway. I don't know. Never. If anybody hung, I mean, even if Hamas, no Hamas would because they're not over here, but if anybody hung pictures up of anybody that's in prison with Israel, well, I suppose that's something that's got to be, you know. But we all know about that as well anyway. But we don't know any of them either, do we? No. So either way, no matter whether it's the invaders of the Holy Land of Jesus' country, that's what it is. It's Palestine. It's the country of Jesus, the Son of God. That's where he was born, Bethlehem. So it doesn't matter whether it's the invaders of that, the thieves trying to steal the Holy Land, or whether it's, somebody posting prisoners. The Israel's got in its prisons. Because nobody who in London knows them actually. On a personal level around, or ever seen their faces before. Nobody. It's propaganda, isn't it? Propaganda. That's why you don't get people. That's why you don't get people posting pictures of prisoners held in Israeli. It's not a bad idea, actually. Maybe somebody ought to do that then. But it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter what I mean, this is probably why Israelis don't bother doing much in any sort of way of protest, because what are they going to be protesting about anyway apart from that? After what they've done over a 75-year period, That's probably why I don't get many. There was one a couple of months ago over in New York. I saw that video. It was funny. Some twat walking on the sidewalk in New York and pulled out one of those blue and white rags. Everybody in the street just dived on him. Just dived on him. One bloke took his flag off him and shoved it in a bin. And that was the end of that. That was that over with. That was quick. Obviously, you all get the odd clown here and there that will try that. Try and pull out the blind. And the best of it is they think they're more superior to everybody else. Well, they will do. We'll know that anyway. But they're not. It's actually everybody else is more superior to them. And that's why he gets his flag taken off him and shoved it in a bin. It would be interesting to see something else happening with that flag, but never mind. In the first incident, which was not filmed, the group was hanging posters in the Camden Town market area when a woman began to shout at them. She accused them of spreading lies and voiced support for the Lebanon-based Hezbollah. It's not a terror group, actually. Israel is a bloody terror group, thank you very much. We all know that. So everybody, all the news agencies and the governments are on the wrong side of history, the wrong side of morality, the wrong side of everything. Tough. The people, of course, the majority of the people in the world, the majority of the global population, the wrong side of everything. Tough. The people, of course, the majority of the people in the world, the majority of the global population are on the right side of history and the right side of morality. And quite frankly, the people that own, whether it be YouTube and Google or Zuckerberg and company, Mr. Musk, he's okay, or TikTok for that matter, or any of these places, your government, our governments, whom we were all dumb enough to vote in the first place. That should be a lesson learnt by us, shouldn't it? Never to do that again. Huh? No matter which country we're in. So all these people, our governments, news media, whether it be online or anywhere else, they'll support the murder of the Palestinian people and their children. Which is blooming horrific. It really is. When you're brought up through primary school, through high school, to believe it, and everybody's probably get told the same thing in school as they were growing up. Oh, you're living in the safest country in the world. I wonder if they get told that over in Israel. The most democratic country in the world. Yeah, that's what you get told when you're in school. Turns out to be a load of bollocks, but doesn't it? Absolute tosh. Hogwash. As the English say, call it what you like. Yeah. The English haven't changed at all. Their government certainly hasn't. Their news media. No. I mean, look at the state of the news today in Britain. It's all about all the homegrown garbage that they call politics in London today. There's not one thing, not one southern thing about what's going on over in Gaza. Shows you how much the English government's got to hide. A government like that shouldn't be a government. It's not a government. A prime minister like that has never, ever in his life, been a leader, and they never will be either. That's for the opposition party, Labour. Keir Starmer's not a leader. He never has been, and he never will be either, because he doesn't have it in him. I wouldn't be voting for him either. No. Why would I want to? If I voted for somebody like him, who backs what he backs, then I would be the same as him, would I not? That goes for anybody. Anybody who votes for somebody like that is the same as they are. There's no getting away from that. There's no getting away from that, actually. So anyway, the posters that the group was hanging, they weren't was hanging them. They were hanging them. Get your English right, Israelis. I don't speak it at all. The posters that the group not was but were hanging featured the names and faces of the more than 120 hostages still being held by Hamas in Gaza. They're not in Gaza. That's propaganda. That's propaganda times of Israel. You know perfectly well they're not in Gaza. Everybody knows they're not in Gaza. They're either in Lebanon or they're in Syria. When the hostages were taken at first, some of them were put in Syria, some of them were put in Lebanon, so that the IDF cannot touch them, cannot get to them, because of borders, international borders. What do you think Hamas is stupid? Yeah, still on about this. I mean, the Times of Israel's obviously backing the mass slaughter of the Palestinians then. If they've got this on here. Just happening to mention that, you know, the hostages that are held, they're not held in Gaza at all, are they? What? Anybody that suggests that is backing Israel. Because they're backing up Israel's excuse to be at so-called war in the first place, which they're not. They're only at war with the Palestinian people and their children, because they want to exterminate them, basically. And extermination was always the idea behind the Zionist idea of creating that over there in the first place. Well, they haven't created anything really. All they've did is rename Palestine Israel, and renamed of recent the Sea of Palestine, the Sea of Gaza, the Sea of Palestine, really, the Sea of Israel. That's been recent on documentation signed by gas exploration companies 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it says on the documents, Sea of Israel, not a Sea of Palestine. So, and that's been signed before the rest of Gaza have been exterminated. So, yeah, it just shows you that's what their intentions have always been. It was just a matter of how long it would take them to do it. And it's taken a long time, 75 years. But apparently, so far as I'm aware, they're still relentlessly bombing. Yeah. And they will continue until there's nobody left alive. Yeah. And they will still turn around and say that, no, we're not deliberately targeting civilians. My arse. They know that anyway. They know they're lying through their teeth. Every Zionist that's backing them, every Prime Minister and President in this world that's backing them, those that are lying through their teeth, and they back those lies up. So, we don't need people like that in this world. We don't. We really don't. We need people like the majority of the population of the world that does not back the mass slaughter, genocide, and extermination of a race of people called the Palestinians. They're Arab Semite people anyway. Everybody backs it. Everybody backs their extermination. They're all anti-Semites. Israel's been anti-Semite since day one. They've been anti-Semites even before that was created. The people that created that, who are all dead now, of course, they were all anti-Semites and right away back even before World War II happened. They were anti-Semites away back then. Of course they were. Sick, man. And that's why they started that desperate notion of calling anybody out, calling anybody an anti-Semite that said anything against all the bad, rotten, hateful things that Israel's ever done to any Arabs, whom they claim to be, even though they're not. That's impossible. And besides, if they were Arabs and they were Jews, one, why would they quite happily attack other Arabs? Secondly, why would the IDF kick the living shit out of actual, authentic Jewish people? There is a handful that still live in Israel. Actually, inside Israel. Yeah. They could walk in the streets quite happily. Next thing, the IDF will approach them in the heart of Israel and start knocking the living shit out of them just for hell. Because the IDF are not real Jews. Now, half of them aren't Jews at all anyway. They come from all over the world. Still called IDF reservists from all different countries in the world. That's how desperate the Zionist project of Israel is. That's it's desperate to have an army. It's never one. That's not an army. And they're all teenagers, most of them anyway. From anything from about 16 or something upwards, you know. Sake, man. And they're early 20s and all that. Never had any experience of life or anything. And they can quite happily. And, you know, it's not because of their ages either. They're just the type of people, they will still be that type of people when they're in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Obviously. Yeah, they're just disgusting little people that have decided they wanted to be a reservist for the IDF. Knowing full well, of course, the only thing the IDF do are murder innocent Palestinians for living in their own country. And yet they're the ones that always shout out. The Israelis, that is, they have a right to defend themselves. No, they fucking don't. No, they don't. And all the Zionists that back them, of course, will say they've all said the same thing. But they all know they're liars. Of course they do. And if they don't know the difference between right and wrong, well, maybe they shouldn't exist either. No wonder the world's a mess. With world leaders like that, they're not leaders though. They like to consider themselves to be leaders. Oh, look at me, I'm a big world leader. No, you know, you're a faggot. It's like you are. If you're supporting that over there, You're all fagged out. You really are. So anyway, it mentions the 7th of October again. Some 1,200 people, mostly civilians, got massacred apparently. Yeah, so there's a lot more than 1,200 Palestinians have been massacred over a 75-year period. Even one of those stupid little onslaughts that Israel done once in a blue moon, there's been more than 1,200 killed in one of them. Let alone over a 75-year period, you're talking about millions. And it's not, nobody's ever thought to calculate the number up from going right away back up until now. 75-year period. No, even the ones that are supposed to know a lot about the situation and all that, the ones that are always gabbing about it on places like YouTube and all that. No, I didn't even fucking know. But it obviously there's millions because, there was tens of millions. There was tens of millions in the whole of Palestine. I know for a fact there was tens of millions in the country before the Zionist killers get anywhere near it. Call them what you like. They shouldn't exist, these people. But they do. But before they get anywhere near it, there was, tens of millions of people. And now there's not. So yeah, it's a lot more than 1,200. Crappy little blue and white rag wavers. Nobody's interested in them because I can guarantee you most of them were backing the murder of the Palestinians anyway. Of course they are, they all do. The majority of them do. There's not a small minority of Israelis that are actually decent human beings. That I would, if I was a prime minister, accept into this country to live here as citizens. But it is something that no way was they nobody in the right mind would. So later in the day, in Chalk Farm in northwest London, they reported another violent encounter as they were hanging posters. So what? And that's not anti-Semitism, by the way. The fact that they got attacked, you cannot call that anti-Semitism. Right, parents will be shouting out, look at us, we're Jews. Their parents, what says these people's grandparents, wouldn't have been. And their great grandparents certainly wouldn't have been shouting that out either because, they wouldn't have done. They were Zionists and that was it. The only people that ever moved to Israel to start it off were all Zionists, apart from the Jews that were forced by the British government to live there, so that the creators of the Israeli project could shout out to the world, this is a new Jewish homeland. They had to have real Jews in there to do that, and that's what the British government did. They forced Jews to live there that already said no to it in the first place. It was the only way they could do it. And that was the Jews that still lived in Palestine, 1946 to 1949. And which political party was that in government at the time in Britain? Labour. Right, all Labour. While Labour was giving us a brand new NHS, on one hand, oh look at us, we're socialists, and giving us the first council houses in Britain. While they were doing that over here on one hand, Nye Bevan and all the rest of it. Oh yeah, they had another side to them over there. And in Cyprus. Yeah. Evil bastards. And nobody over here knew anything about it either. But it's all over history, man. It's all well recorded, that. But it won't be recorded in Labour history. Of course it won't. Arseholes. Anyway, I'm out of here.